And you say that these plants have distinctive looks. The dragon's blood tree has a pretty distinctive look.
Yeah, and it's really the emblem of Socotra. It's on the currency, it's what draws tourists into the island, and it just looks like something out of a Dr. Seuss book. It has this umbrella-shaped canopy, and when you cut the bark, it bleeds a red sap, which is where it gets its name from. And that resin has been used for centuries for things like cosmetics and medicines and dyes. The trees also play a crucial role in the ecosystem. The canopy captures moisture from fog and channels it into the soil, which helps other plants survive. And that's becoming increasingly important as rains there become less predictable with climate change.
And how threatened is it? And where are the threats coming from?
So, cyclones in the Arabian Sea have become increasingly intense and frequent. And Socotra has been hit repeatedly over the last decade with the most intense cyclones on record. And that's uprooted thousands of these dragon's blood trees, some of which were over 500 years old. Climate models all over the world forecast that this trend will continue, especially as greenhouse gas emissions rise. To make matters worse, the trees grow incredibly slowly at just 1 inch per year. There's invasive goats all over the island who feed on dragon's blood saplings before they have a chance to grow back. And then there's the political instability. Yemen is one of the poorest countries in the world. It's been mired in conflict for years, both a civil war and now regional tensions. So there's very little capacity to support conservation. One security analyst I spoke with put it really well. He said, Yemen has 99 problems right now. Addressing climate issues would be a luxury.
And what is being done or what can be done to try to save this tree?
It was really heartwarming to see how the locals are so determined to protect what they have, even with so few resources. I spent some time with one family, the Kebanis, who run their own dragon's blood tree nursery. They've built simple enclosures out of wood and wire to keep out goats, but the wind and the rain often break them down, so they're constantly having to rebuild. For them, the work is deeply personal. They see the trees as part of their family. And one of the Kebanis I spent some time with, Sena, she told me that watching them die is like losing one of your babies.
If this tree goes extinct, what's lost? What goes with it?
The dragon's blood tree helps keep a lot of other species alive. So without them, the island would become even more arid and it could lose a lot of its unique biodiversity. And beyond that, the trees are central to the island's identity and economy. So if the trees disappear, so could the tourism many locals depend on. It would be devastating, not just symbolically, but for the entire ecosystem.
Annika Hammerschlag of the Associated Press, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
And that is PBS News Weekend for this Saturday. I'm John Yang. For all of my colleagues, thanks for joining us. And for most of you, don't forget to set your clocks back an hour tonight. An extra hour of sleep. See you tomorrow.
Major funding for PBS News Weekend has been provided by the ongoing support of these individuals and institutions. This program was made possible by the contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.
You're watching PBS.
Sherlock, all 4 seasons streaming now with PBS Passport. Bit different from my day.
You've no idea.
Mike, can I borrow your phone? There's no signal on mine.
Well, what's wrong with the landline?
I prefer to text.
Sorry, it's in my coat.
Here. Use mine.
Oh, thank you.
It's an old friend of mine, John Watson.
Afghanistan or Iraq?
Sorry?
Which was it, Afghanistan or Iraq?
Afghanistan. Sorry, how did you...
Ah, Molly, coffee, thank you. What happened to the lipstick?
It wasn't working for me.
Really? I thought it was a big improvement. Mouth's too small now.
Okay.
How do you feel about the violin?
Sorry, what?
I play the violin when I'm thinking. Sometimes I don't talk for days on. And would that bother you? Potential flatmates should know the worst about each other.
Well, you told him about me.
Not a word.
Then who said anything about flatmates?
I did. Told Mike this morning that I must be a difficult man to find a flatmate for. Now here he is, just after lunch with an old friend, clearly just home from military service in Afghanistan. Wasn't a difficult leap.
How did you know about Afghanistan?
Got my eye on a nice little place in central London. Together we ought to be able to afford it. We'll meet there tomorrow evening, 7 o'clock. Sorry, got a dash. I think I left my riding crop in the mortuary.
Is that it?
Is that what?
We only just met, and we're gonna go look at a flat.
Problem?
We don't know a thing about each other. I don't know where we're meeting. I don't even know your name.
I know you're an army doctor and you've been invalided home from Afghanistan. I know you've got a brother who's worried about you, but you won't go to him for help because you don't approve of him, possibly because he's an alcoholic, more likely because he recently walked out on his wife. And I know that your therapist thinks you're limp psychosomatic, quite correctly, I'm afraid. It's enough to be going on with, don't you think? The name's Sherlock Holmes and the address is 221B Baker Street. Afternoon.
Yeah, he's always like that.
Autocracy versus democracy. This week on Firing Line.
What is the risk of underestimating Putin?
War in Europe and getting dragged into a war.
Michael McFaul was U.S. ambassador to Russia from 2012 to 2014. In Moscow, he met with Russian opposition leaders, which did not endear him to Vladimir Putin. He is now barred from entering Russia.
And that's what I worry about. I worry that if Putin prevails in Ukraine, he won't stop in Ukraine.
McFaul's new book, Autocrats versus Democrats, argues we have entered a new era of global competition.
We're going to be in this competition with China and Russia for a long time. I hope I'm wrong, but I fear I'm right.
But does President Trump see it the same way?
President Trump doesn't see the world as a divide between autocrats and Democrats. He sees the world as strong leaders and weak leaders, and he will engage with the strong leaders irrespective of whether they're autocrats or Democrats.
What does former Ambassador Michael McFaul say now?
Firing Line with Margaret Hoover is made possible in part by Robert Granieri, the Tepper Foundation, Vanessa and Henry Cornell, the Fairweather Foundation, Pritzker Military Foundation, Cliff and Laurel Asnes, and by the following.
Ambassador Michael McFaul, welcome back to Firing Line.
Great to be here, and great to be here in person.
You're a senior fellow at the Hoover Institution, where I serve on the board of overseers, and you have just written a new book, Autocrats versus Democrats, which asserts that the world has entered a new era of great power competition, with the autocrats like China and Russia on one side and the democracies like the United States leading the charge on the other side. Many have likened this framework to a new Cold War, or Cold War II,
Yes.
which I know you're familiar with.
Yep.
You have written that that framework distorts more than it illuminates.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, some things are similar, and I go through that in the book, but some things are also different. Similarities,